Well, if you're a gun voter in Cass, Bates, or Johnson County, you have a choice to make in the upcoming August 6th Republican Party primary. Rick Brattin, Mike Haffner, or Dan Houx. Who's going to fight for gun owners in the Missouri State Senate? Stay tuned, guys. We're breaking this race down for you right now. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. The primary's almost here, and in western Missouri's Senate District 31, we're being asked by a lot of gun voters about this big matchup between incumbent State Senator Rick Brattin and two challengers, Mike Haffner and Dan Houx. It's this area here right up against the edge of the state. It's all of Johnson, all of Cass, and all of Bates County, and it features an incumbent in this race, Rick Brattin, versus two challengers. Now, sometimes in these races, we have unknown candidates with no record, little to no public statements when it comes to gun rights, not a lot to go on. But that's not the case in this race. Rick Brattin served in the House for 8 years and now 4 years in the Senate. Mike Haffner has served for 8 years in the House, and Dan Houx has been there for 6 years as well. So we have a lot of information to give you guys on where these candidates stand when it comes to your gun rights. What we do here at the Missouri Firearms Coalition is we combine the results of our candidate survey program, all the votes these guys have taken, all the bills they've sponsored or co-sponsored, and their public statements to give you guys kind of a snapshot on how they might vote if elected to the Missouri State Senate. Talk is cheap, especially in Missouri in a Republican Party primary when suddenly everyone's pro-gun, everyone's a hero, everyone's a champion. We're going to kind of break down the noise, pull back the curtain, and give you guys some facts. And we're going to begin with Senator Rick Brattin. Now, the good news, again, is that Rick has been there for a long time. And so we have a lot of chances to see him, how he actually acts under the pressure in Jefferson City. The good news is that Rick Brattin passed Stand Your Ground law here in Missouri in 2016. He did that as an amendment onto our constitutional carry bill. And so the reason right now why you don't have to retreat if somebody attacks you in a parking lot is because Rick Brattin got this done in 2016. So again, everyone says they're pro-gun, but Brattin delivered big when it came to Stand Your Ground law when he was in the House. A couple of years ago, of course, when Joe Biden is like nonstop attacking gun owners, it was Rick Brattin on the floor who helped us deliver the Second Amendment Preservation Act. SAPA is the biggest accomplishment in the history of Missouri gun politics because it tells Joe Biden, get the hell out of Missouri. You can't use our cops to enforce federal gun control laws, federal executive orders. If you want to have those laws enforced, have your own federal authorities do it. You cannot use Missouri cops to get it done. It is the best thing for gun owners in a red state. Missouri led the way with that in 2021. And I was there in the chamber when the Democrats mounted a 7-hour-long filibuster, doing all they could to run the clock out on SAPA, and it was Rick Brattin and two other senators who stood there on the floor for 7 hours straight, going back and forth, fighting to pass the Second Amendment Preservation Act. So major accomplishments from Senator Brattin when it comes to the Second Amendment. Now, some guys will pass one big bill, and then boom, they're done, they can move on, they've checked the box. That's just not been the case when it comes to Senator Brattin. This year, he was our lead sponsor on Senate Bill 771. I told you how we passed Stand Your Ground law a couple years ago, and we did. But after Kim Gardner attacked the McCloskeys so shamefully, we've realized there is room for improvement when it comes to Missouri's Stand Your Ground law. One of the big problems we have right now is here in Missouri, if you draw, let alone use your firearm in a self-defense situation, you're automatically presumed guilty. In 19 other states, that has been flipped and you're automatically presumed to be innocent. And that presumption of innocence is a very important feature of our justice system that we should have here in Missouri, and we don't. And Senator Brattin is the lead sponsor of the bill, SB 771, to give those protections to Missourians. So we're very proud or very pleased to announce that as well. Senator Brattin has surveyed, of course, 100% pro-gun with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. That means he is in writing, on the record, opposed to any form of red flag gun seizures. Of course, they're terrible. They take away your guns with no conviction, no charge in criminal court. Brattin opposes all of that, opposed to any attempt to ban AR-15s. And I guess finally, to give you kind of the full picture on this, the fact that Rick Brattin is hated, and I truly mean hated, by the rhinos is a very good sign for gun owners. You know, maybe 20 years ago, you wanted to be liked by everybody, but these days we all know that is not the case. The rhinos and the left, they hate President Trump. The rhinos and the left, they hate individual gun owners like you and me. And the rhinos and the left despise Rick Brattin in Jeff City because he's always pushing to expand our gun rights. That's the recap when it comes to Senator Brattin. 100% pro-gun with a 12-year record in Jeff City to back that up. That brings up Mike Haffner. Now, if you've been seeing the news, the flyers, the updates in the district, you would think that Mike Haffner was the former commander of SEAL Team 6. I mean, all of a sudden, this guy is a champion when it comes to gun rights. Problem is that none, and I mean none, of Mike Haffner's actions in Jeff City back any of that up. I want to be clear, Mike Haffner did survey 100% pro-gun with the Missouri Firearms Coalition, but that in and of itself is very confusing. You see, in his candidate survey, Mike Haffner has pledged that he would be a leader in the fight to enhance stand your ground law. Again, it's the same bill that Senator Brattin has pushed in the Senate. In the House last year, that bill number was HB 2559. Mike Haffner was in the House. Did he co-sponsor that bill that he all of a sudden wants to champion? No, he did not. What about other bills? How about House Bill 1651, our bill to ban red flag gun seizures here in Missouri? Other red states have gone away from simply voting it down to banning red flag gun seizures altogether. That's our goal here in Missouri. Mike Haffner now says he would sponsor that bill, but yet when he had the chance to co-sponsor in the House for the last 2 years, he refused. What about other efforts? How about our efforts to get rid of deadly gun-free zones? Most Missourians know we have almost 18 gun-free zones on the books, not due to federal law, due to state law here in Missouri. They have to go. Everyone knows that gun-free zones get people killed. That's one of our top agenda items in Jeff City. Again, Mike Haffner now says he would lead that fight. He would sponsor that bill. But you think he co-sponsored HB 1708? Nope, he didn't do it. Bottom line, guys, is that in 8 years in the Missouri House, Mike Haffner has never filed a pro-gun bill. Never. And to our knowledge, only one time has he even co-sponsored a pro-gun bill in Jeff City. Mind you, this includes the last 4 years when Joe Biden has been unleashing on gun owners every single day from the White House. And so to have a candidate who now says that he'll be a champion for freedom when he has never stepped up to the plate for 8 years in Jeff City, it's frankly an insult to the intelligence of gun owners anywhere here in Missouri, but especially in the district. That's the synopsis on Mike Haffner. And when it comes to Dan Houx, the story is very similar with one major exception. Dan Houx won't even complete the survey from the Missouri Firearms Coalition. So whereas Haffner is at least trying, to pretend to be a gun rights leader, Dan Houx has pretty much given gun owners the middle finger in Cass, Bates, and Johnson County. He will not complete the Missouri Firearms Coalition survey. It was mailed to him. It was emailed to him. I believe it was texted to him. He simply will not do it. But like Mike Haffner, for the last 6 years in the House, he also will not co-sponsor bills to enhance stand your ground law. He also did not co-sponsor bills to ban red flag gun seizures. He also did not co-sponsor bills to get rid of deadly gun-free zones. And he also has never filed a pro-gun bill in all the years he's been in the Missouri House. The good thing is that, guys, you can look all of this stuff up for yourself. These bill numbers are from this year here in Jeff City. HB 2559, HB 1651, HB 1708. You can look it up for yourself and verify for yourself that every single time, and I mean every single time, gun owners in the district asked Haffner and Houx to co-sponsor these bills, they refused. Every time they were asked to lead in the fight for gun rights by sponsoring pro-gun bills. They refused. But all of a sudden, they want us to believe they're going to be a leader in the fight for gun rights in the Missouri Senate. It's ridiculous. Guys, if you see Rick Brattin, thank him for always standing up for gun owners. Thank him for delivering in the fight for freedom by passing Stand Your Ground law, by passing SAPA law, and thank him for leading the fight by sponsoring pro-gun bills. If you see Mike Haffner and Dan Houx, ask these guys, what is your deal? Like, you've never ever lifted a finger for gun rights, and all of a sudden now you're trying to make me believe that you're a leader in the fight for gun rights. Were you lying to me then, or are you lying to me now? Guys, ask them that question and see what they had to say. When it comes to Houx, be sure to ask him, why won't you answer the Missouri Firearms Coalition candidate questionnaire? Guys, that is our recap on this race. Do me a favor, share it online. You can share it from Twitter. You can share it from Facebook. You can get the link off of our YouTube channel. All of our videos are hosted on all 3 of these locations. And to see more race recaps from all across the state, check out those platforms. Finally, guys, join the fight today at joinmofc.com.